Welcome to an at-home edition of Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Today's show is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Sign up now to be a part of America's largest 5G network at mintmobile.com/chatsports. I am at home today on my off day, and there was so much Seahawks stuff to get to that we wanted to go ahead and get to the mailbag a little bit early this weekend to answer your questions that are on the minds of Seahawk fans. And before we get to the mailbag questions, I want to know from you guys, you like these at-home videos? Do you like it when we bring content to you, even on my off day like this? If so, go ahead and give a like to today's video if you want to see more Seahawks content like this, even when we're not in studio doing stuff like this. If you want more of it, we can certainly do that. But like today's video to show some love, and we'll get started with today's show. First question in the mailbag this week comes from Rick. Rick wants to know, what's the latest with Dee Eskridge's injury? Well, Rick, very good question on Dee there with the injury that he suffered. The hamstring injury caused him, looks like that he will miss the first preseason game, more than likely. But Pete Carroll has talked about this the last couple of days or so, that he doesn't expect this to be a big issue going forward, that he's racing towards recovery, that he's on the right track. So that's good news there. Doesn't seem to be a serious thing, but the Seahawks are staying cautious about this situation nonetheless, and I would expect to see Dee back out there pretty soon. It's pretty competitive for that number 3 receiver spot right now, and Freddie Swain has been getting a lot of love. A lot of people are excited about what he's done through camp so far. You brought in Marquise Goodwin, so for every rep that Dee's not out there, he's fallen behind potentially of competing for that job. So I think you'll see him out there pretty soon. Thanks for the question, Rick. Next question comes from Tapin. Tapin wants to know, will Jamal Adams make it to the regular season before he has a deliberating injury? How deep is our defensive backcourt? Well, Jamal Adams, we know the injury history with him, including this year, that freak accident that he had with his hand in training camp, and he's got that glove that looks like a big mitten. But, it's hard to say with Jamal Adams. I think that when he's healthy, he's one of the best safeties in football, but they haven't been able to count on him when it comes to the injuries and staying healthy. I would like to think that he's going to be out there, that things are going to be okay for Jamal Adams, but quite frankly, we just don't know how he's going to hold up. I would hope that he's okay. You look at this group, and Ryan Neal's already dealt with some injuries there. Of course, you have Quandre Diggs in that defensive backfield as well. The corners need some work, but we've seen some good signs from the rookies, from Coby Bryant to Tariq Woolen at this point. So with that said, I like this defensive backfield. Corners have a ways to go, but they have to have Jamal Adams out there. If he's healthy, he'll be good, but we'll see as far as that goes. So a question for you guys. Will Jamal Adams have a Pro Bowl season? Will he be healthy enough to go the distance and be a Pro Bowler in 2022? That's our pinned comment today. You're about to get an ad break. Take advantage of it. While the ad's playing, get your votes in. Let me know if Jamal Adams will have a Pro Bowl season. If so, type Y for yes. If not, type in for no. Our next question in the mailbag comes from Nick. Nick writes, #Seahawks, #Papa Seahawk. That's a new one. Could Kenneth Walker III have an Offensive Rookie of the Year season, Coby Bryant have a Defensive Rookie of the Year season, and Geno Smith lead the Seahawks to the playoffs? Let's break that down one by one. Kenneth Walker's Offensive Rookie of the Year, that's certainly possible, but it's going to be tough because he will be splitting the workload with Rashad Penny. And you have obviously some really good rookies all across the NFL. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be really good, but it's going to be hard to win Rookie of the Year if you're splitting those first-team reps. And as of right now, Rashad Penny is your number 1 running back. So as high as I am on Kenneth Walker III, I don't know if he'll get the workload to be an Offensive Rookie of the Year winner. Coby Bryant as Defensive Rookie of the Year, he could start Week 1. That's been talked about at one of those outside corner spots. But I don't know. I mean, Trayvon Walker's out there. We know about Kayvon Thibodeau. There's a lot of good defensive players that will have a case to be made. I don't think his chances are too high. Geno Smith leading the Seahawks to the playoffs, I don't see that happening either, quite frankly. The Seahawks have a lot of holes. This is a rebuilding year for this team. There's a lot of excitement for this group going forward and for the future of this team, but a playoff team doesn't matter if it's Geno Smith or Drew Lock. Right now, the Seahawks are not a playoff team at this moment. So, no, I don't think that Geno Smith can lead the Seahawks to the playoffs. Thanks for the question, though. Next one comes from Chris. Chris wants to know, which rookie Seahawk are you most excited to see on the field this year, and which one will be the most productive to the Seahawks? Well, when it comes to an excitement level, I think Kenneth Walker III, he'll be the most flashy of those rookies. I think Coby Bryant has a chance to be flashy at that cornerback spot to make a difference there and kind of stand out. The most productive is going to be Charles Cross. He, I think, is going to be your starting left tackle for the next 10 years, more than likely. And eventually he'll get paid a lot of money. I have high hopes for him and what he can do down the road. But, it's not the sexy pick, right? It's not the excitement that you may be asking for. If I was talking to like Brian Baldinger or something, Baldy might tell me, that there might be the flashiness with Charles Cross. But personally, I don't see the excitement necessarily on Charles Cross, but I do see the production value there as far as that goes. He'll be the most productive, but it's a good rookie class. You got 9 draft picks, and I got to tell you, there's going to be a decent number of them that are going to see playing time right away with this Seahawks team. So reason to be optimistic and excited for what these rookies bring to the table. Today's show is presented by Mint Mobile, a part of America's largest 5G network. The company is owned by Ryan Reynolds, and with inflation and gas prices just out of whack right now, you need to find ways to save money. Well, lucky for you, Mint Mobile is offering plans with unlimited talk, text, and data starting at just $15 a month. So start saving today at mintmobile.com/chatsports to get yours while you can. It's a great deal that we're offering just for viewers of Seahawks Today. Mint Mobile, America's largest 5G network, mintmobile.com/chatsports. Couple more questions for you. Next one comes from John. John wants to know, #Seahawks, your thoughts. In a run-first offense, why is Jake Curhan not the better option at right tackle over Abraham Lucas? Your thoughts, how often the Seahawks use 2 tight ends to force the defense into non-nickel coverage? Okay, look, Jake Curhan very well may be the better option than Abraham Lucas. And Abraham Lucas does not have much experience when it comes to run blocking. Everyone knows that for his background at Washington State. Same with Charles Cross. But we've heard from Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, say that he's not worried, not concerned about that they will learn along the way. And that's the thing for me. Why I like the idea of Abraham Lucas more than Jake Curhan personally is because that guy is your rookie. He's who you're investing in your future, who you've put that 3rd-round pick in. Jake Curhan is just fine. I'd like to have him as a backup, but as far as building and going towards the future, I would invest in Abraham Lucas and let him learn on the job and see what he's got as far as run blocking goes. And with him and Charles Cross, I think kind of being in the same situation, coming from air raid pass-first offenses, they can kind of learn to run block together. So that's where I look at with Abraham Lucas. A lot of talent there. I personally would like to see him get that job. Not saying that Jake Curhan isn't better than Abraham Lucas, but personally I want to see Abe get that shot to see what he can do and kind of learn on the job, essentially. Now, as far as the Seahawks using 2 tight ends, I think that's pretty likely that you're going to see that from time to time. Not just forcing the defense into non-nickel coverage, but to try to make things comfortable for Geno Smith or Drew Lock, whoever's throwing the football, to try to get those easy short passing game going for those guys. That's where I see that could happen. And you have good options at that tight end spot, might as well use them. So, yeah, I very well could see them go with 2 tight ends. Question for you guys, what's your confidence level with the Seahawks rookies this year? We mentioned Abraham Lucas, Coby Bryant, We mentioned Charles Cross, just to name a few. What's your confidence level on their impact as rookies in 2022? Scale it for me in the comment section, 1 through 10. Let me know where your confidence level is on their immediate impact on this Seahawks team. You know, even on my off day, here I am bringing you Seahawks content, and that's what we do around here. We are dedicated to the grind on Seahawks today. Subscribe to the channel now so you're the first to know exactly what's going on with your Seattle Seahawks. You can subscribe now at youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Turn those notifications on as well so you never miss a moment and you're the first to know what's happening with your Seattle Seahawks. It's all covered right here on Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. A couple more questions in the inbox. Mr. Savage wants to know, will DK Metcalf top his all-time best receiving yards? Well, his all-time best receiving yards were about 1,200 yards, and it wasn't last season, but it was the season prior. You know, DK, I think, is going to be the best that he's ever been in his career. And last year, even when Geno Smith was stepping in for Russell Wilson, DK's numbers did not go down. So, yeah, I think that could happen. I think DK could have the best season of his career when it comes to receiving yards. And just simple X's and O's, right? Here's what I dial this up to, okay? You have a new quarterback, one that we wonder about the confidence level of either guy, whoever it may be. Just keeping things simple. If you're a young quarterback and you're trying to get comfortable, wouldn't you think to throw to the 6'4" receiver, the big fella? That's what I would do, especially in the red zone. So, yeah, DK, I think, could still have a very good year despite a drop-off in quarterback play. Next question from RJ wants to know, #Seahawks, by the end of the season, who will be starting at left cornerback, right cornerback, running back, and wide receiver 3? Running back, I think Kenneth Walker's got a shot, certainly, to earn that job. I think Rashad Penny and him, it's not going to matter who the starter is, that eventually at some point in the year we'll see carries split up 50-50. Wide receiver 3, D is my favorite of the receiving core, but Freddie has got the edge right now. I think D, if he can get healthy and stay healthy, he would be that guy. Left corner and right corner, I would think Sidney Jones is going to hold on to one of them, and I think Coby Bryant's going to work his way, maybe not week 1, but before season's end, he'll be one of those starting corners, personally for me. But it's going to be very competitive there. Last question from Dat Fat Rat, #Seahawks. Okay, Jones, I have no other names left to call you, Daddy. Second of all, we have talked about taking a quarterback with a first-round pick next year. But what should the Seahawks do with their other first-round pick next year? Very good question. Remember, they'll have the Broncos' first-round pick next year on top of their own first-round pick. And as far as looking ahead to next year goes, I think that if you can find an outside linebacker potentially, maybe a running mate at that corner spot along with Coby Bryant there as well, there's a number of ways you can go. I don't think there's a wrong answer right now because this team's got so many holes to fill of what they could do. Kind of also depends on who's available at that point. But those are the first things that come to mind anyway. Maybe on the defensive line as well of who the Seahawks should draft for that second first-round pick. If you made it to the end of today's video, you're a real one, and we appreciate you joining us on the show. With that, go ahead and type real one in the comments section. Show yourselves out. Be proud of you. And we thank you for joining us here on Seahawks Today. We'll see you back in studio on Monday. Have a great rest of your weekend.